One of the biggest mistakes I see coaches and holistic practitioners make is trying to answer that "so what do you do?" question with an all-encompassing answer that expresses the full nature of how you work with people. When you try to do this, you're putting an immense amount of pressure on yourself to create a single statement that expresses all of what you do and who you are. Look, I totally get this because when I was first launching my coaching and acupuncture business 20 years ago, I cried over trying to figure out how to talk about what I did, so I totally get it. But guess what? Your "what do you do" statement isn't as significant as you're making it out to be. The purpose of your "what do you do" statement is to be a conversation starter. Now, it exists so that people clearly understand the problem you can solve, so they either immediately know that you're someone who can help them, or they know exactly who to send your way and refer to you. Now, here at Thrive Academy, we teach our members how to create their client attraction code statement, which is a 100% unique way to answer the question, what do you do, that creates confidence, clarity, and credibility in the eyes of anyone you meet. In this video, you'll discover one of 5 steps of creating your client attraction code statement so you can confidently answer that question, what do you do, in a way that attracts more of your ideal clients. Today, I'll share 8 questions we have asked thousands of coaches and holistic practitioners to help them perfect their "what do you do" statement. Hi, I'm Charlotte Jacobs, and our company Thrive Academy has supported our members to earn hundreds of millions of dollars collectively in the past 18 plus years using our proven transformational marketing and heart selling systems. Let's start with your foundation. The 2 most important things you share are who you work with and the urgent problem you solve for them. Now, keep in mind the point of view of your potential clients when deciding this so that you are directly reflecting their experiences and not just yours. What do your clients say you help them with? What struggles do they have? You can plug in your ideal client problem and solution into this template. You know how blank, your ideal client, has a blank problem, while I teach, support, assist, help them to get blank results. Now, keep in mind that your potential clients care about results. So can you include any statistics, results, stories, or other results that can help you build credibility? For example, I would say, you know how many coaches and holistic practitioners are really gifted at helping people but have a hard time with all of the marketing and sales stuff? Well, our members have earned hundreds of millions of dollars collectively using our proven transformational marketing and heart selling systems. Now, at this point, your "what do you do" statement should be as simple as possible, and then we can build off of that. So let's go through the 8 questions that help you craft an awesome "what do you do" statement. So number 1, is it simple? Another way to ask this question is, could a 12-year-old understand what you are talking about? Now, why is this important? Well, if people have to go into their heads to figure out what it is that you do, then they're out of their heart, which is where passion and interest and their desire to learn more comes from. So how could you edit your statement to be more simple? Number 2, is it specific enough that someone would understand who you help and what results you help them get? For example, here at Thrive, we help coaches and holistic practitioners who aren't attracting enough clients, so you can see how specific we are with the group of people that we are helping and the problem they have. But if you told me you do 5 different things, I do this, I do that, I do, all of the things, I'm going to struggle to remember or identify with any of those problems. But when you're specific with your "what do you do" statement, people either instantly know you're the person they've been looking for, or they can easily picture another person's face in their mind who could benefit from what you have. And this is what you want out of your "what do you do" statement. Number 3, is it urgent? Are people actively looking for a solution to the problem you're solving? So here's a hot tip. If there are other people out there doing what you do, if you have competition, then you know people are actively looking for the solution. Or would someone instead say, oh, that's nice, if you get that answer, it probably means your "what do you do" statement is a little off, and you have to reconsider, what is that burning problem that your potential clients want the solution to right now? The reaction you want people to have is like, oh my gosh, I've been desperately looking for someone who does that, or wow, I have a friend who needs exactly what you do, and I'm so glad I found you. They're going to be so grateful. And this is what I mean by an urgent problem. Number 4, is it conversational, where it feels natural, it feels easy, and it rolls off your tongue? Or is it instead jargony or clinical, and people don't quite understand what you're talking about? An example of jargony might be, well, I help people remove their limiting beliefs so they can step into their future self. That's coaching jargon. Now, this isn't conversational in tone. You wouldn't talk to your best friend that way and say, don't you just want to be the person you were always meant to be? You want your "what do you do" statement to be conversational, like you're talking to a friend in a natural way, and you don't feel like you have to perform your "what do you do" statement. Number 5, is it emotional? The truth of the matter is that people are drawn in and inspired to act based on emotions first. So the more your "what do you do" statement speaks to their emotions, the better. A great example is from Thrive Academy member Dr. Tara May. She says, as a clinical psychologist for the past 25 years, I now support parents after the devastating loss of their baby to create hope, healing, and a lasting lasting connection to their child through the most current and evidence-based treatments for trauma and loss. And she goes on to say, after losing my first child at 20 weeks gestation and then the near death of my son, I found a profound way to overcome my own suffering and have now touched the lives of thousands of bereaved parents. I don't know about you, but that is so powerful and it really pulls at my heartstrings. Now, I'm not her ideal client, but if you were her ideal client or you knew someone, that would speak right to your soul and what you would have to know more. Now, if you're really struggling with this, my suggestion would be to use the words your clients use when they're describing the struggle, how you've changed their lives. Number 6, are you including titles or processes? Now, if you use the template that we went over earlier, you'll hopefully avoid this mistake. So instead of throwing out titles or your process and getting into the details, share real-world results that people get from working with you. So Thrive member Dr. Amat Mashah, who's the founder of the Holistic Fertility Center, talks about having a 60% success rate in her clients getting pregnant. Now, another Thrive member, Jackie Simpson, who's an energy healer, she says that she has over 20 years of experience leading more than 500 workshops and retreats, including being an instructor at UNLV. And then, of course, at Thrive, we teach our coach and holistic practitioner members how to earn $10,000 per month, and they've gone on to earn hundreds of millions of dollars collectively while transforming lots of lives. So the process of how they get there isn't as important right now, but the real world results are. Number 7, are you making the process of working with you sound too hard? If you are, you're not as likely to move the conversation forward. You don't want it to sound stressful. The problem itself is stressful enough. So if working with you seems like it's going to add stress, your ideal clients aren't going to want to move forward. So if you said, for example, we're going to do some really intense, deep transformational exercise to get you blank results, that's just not that attractive to most people. Now, I'm exaggerating slightly, but I've heard what do you do statements where people pride themselves on how challenging their work is. Now, I don't recommend that. You don't need to say simple and easy, but if it's not, then just focus on the results and how it's doable. And then last, are you insulting your audience? Oh no! So let's say that you are a coach who helps spiritual women find their soulmate, and you say something like, you know how many spiritual women are so broken inside that they can't find a partner? Yikes, like who would want to work with that coach after being called broken? Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be better to say something like, you know how many spiritual women are so busy giving to others that they don't have time to date, but really want to find a partner? So now we're acknowledging their struggle and empathizing rather than judging them. And by following this framework and answering these specific questions, you'll have a way to make some quick adjustments so you can answer the question, what do you do confidently and have more of your ideal clients wanting to work with you? And if you want to go deeper with this, check out my video on how to go beyond the elevator pitch and instead create your client attraction code statement. If you're a coach or holistic practitioner and you're looking for help honing your messaging, check out the link below. We would love to help.